By banning Trump and forcing conservatives off of their networks en masse, big tech has created a massive surge toward alternative tech. And sooner or later, they're going to realize just how terrible this is for them, as will the mainstream media. In fact, I think it's already beginning to take notice. I think they're already starting to realize that they're losing control. And instead of backing off, they're all going to double down instead, forcing even more people toward that alternative tech. Brian Stelter did a whole segment recently about how independent journalism is the problem, the enemy. And one significant part of it, the most significant, is when he brought on Alex Stamos to back himself up. He thought that Alex would say what he wanted to hear, and he was right. Alex works at the Stanford Internet Observatory and the Election Integrity Partnership. And yes, that's just as Orwellian as it sounds. Take a look.
And second, we have to turn down the capability of these conservative influencers to reach these huge audiences. There are people on YouTube, for example, that have a larger audience than daytime CNN.
The mainstream media knows the importance of controlling information more than most. Why? Because propaganda is actually how they make their living. They're scared, and they're trying to tie up what they think are the loose ends, but they're way behind the curve because we already have some pretty good alt-tech sites. They're just going to get stronger and bigger now and more well-funded. But mainstream media and big tech work together like a monolith, as do the news media and the so-called activists whose main job it is to silence people. And you wouldn't think that would be the case. Like, in a better world, these groups would be enemies. The mainstream media and the people who try and silence, they should be enemies, but they're not. Like, in better times, the media was the champion of free speech and free press. That's just not the case anymore. Now, it was immediately after that segment that Oliver Darcy, who also works with CNN, tried to shame cable providers for carrying OANN and Newsmax. Now, given CNN's dwindling audience, I'm not sure it's going to be around for much longer anyway. They're no longer in airports, so they're running out of captive audiences. What do they have left? A few doctor's offices and some gyms? I mean, there aren't that many people tuning in, by choice. Let's, be real here. But their fear, this collective, their fear of losing power is why the ADL is seeking that the Department of Justice go after Gab, which is really the best and in many ways the only alt-tech platform that allows you to speak in post, the alternative to Twitter, Facebook, and all the similar sites like that. They all want to stop us from communicating. All these big tech giants, all these mainstream media companies, they want us completely silenced and completely voiceless. They want us to disappear completely. They don't even want us to have a voice in the case of a cable network. They're terrified of YouTubers. They're terrified of just anyone speaking. And moreover, they want us to starve. These are the people who have targeted or used payment processors to silence their opposition. They won't let conservative commentators get and hold real jobs, if you want to call them that, because if somebody who does this for a living then goes and gets a regular job, works at a coffee shop even, the leftists will hunt for that person, harass the owner of that coffee shop until the person is fired. They want us to starve. It's actually textbook communism. Anyway, get on alternative tech platforms now and support them if you can. I do. I personally help to fund both BitChute and Gab because I want them to both succeed. I want them to survive. These sites are our future if we are to be free, if we are to be able to speak freely. If you're looking for a good cause to fund and for whatever reason it's not my work, support Gab, because it will probably be the last stand for freedom. Oh, and be patient with these sites. They're overrun right now with unprecedented traffic. Lots of new people are trying to join, they've been kicked off of everywhere else, or they're just tired of everywhere else. In either case, they're flocking to sites like Gab. So be patient as they end up, going offline repeatedly, trying to put new servers in, add new hardware. They're constantly doing it, constantly upgrading. So be patient. In a couple of weeks, I'm sure it'll be as fast as the big tech sites. Wait, if you enjoyed that video, please remember to like and share. I can't grow without you. Also, if you want to be reliably notified of new videos, don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. If you're able to support the production of these videos, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe at Subscribestar, or maybe get one of the healthier products, or even get some merch.